Hey guys, it's Sailor the Yoga for Life here. I know it's been a minute. I finally sat down with the final two episodes of Fate, the Winx Club reboot. Well, I watched episode 6. There's 7 episodes in season 2. So I was waiting because I knew these episodes would be going into the finale, obviously, if they're the last 2. So, considering last season, I did not realize that. Anyways, welcome to my channel if you are new. And, sorry, my Bloom wig has been a little bit difficult lately. She's been a little touchy. If you are new to my channel, then as I tell others, go ahead and hit that little gear looking icon for settings and put me to like 1.25 speed, 1.5, whatever, to fast forward me so I talk like a little chipmunk, because otherwise I talk forever. So I'm so sorry about that, the ADHD. Sorry. Anyways, so let's get into it. Episode 6. See, I didn't go back and rewatch the episode beforehand, so I just forgot a couple details as we went into it that came back to me. I'm like, oh my gosh. Because, of course, first off detail, in the very end, spoiler alert, of course. You wouldn't be here if you didn't care. Sorry, my lighting's all weird. I don't know why. It's probably because I'm not using natural lighting. It's not daylight anymore. It's just probably why it's like that. Anyways, spoiler alert. Obviously, go watch the episode before you come to me. Yeah. Unless you're just here for the spoilers, then cool. Bloom killed Rosalind. Yeah, Bloom killed Rosalind, and that was the end of season 5. Oh my goodness. Or not season 5. You can tell it's nighttime and I'm tired. The end of episode 5. Gosh, okay, Bloom. Okay. Handy dandy notes. Not as many as usual. Okay, so Bloom killed Rosalind. Ah! So she's facing consequences. Remember in season 1 when Dowling had to put those things that went into Beatrix's wrist to restrict her magic, and she made it sound all awful and things. Bloom took it like a champ. So they're restricting her magic because she did just kill the headmistress. And she's going to be on trial when Queen Luna gets there. Yeah. And really, Bloom has no problems with the bracelets because she's kind of scared of herself right now. She won't let Sky come near her. She even sneaks out to sleep in a warehouse or something. Or somewhere else. Sky follows her and she says, don't come near me, because she doesn't want to hurt him. She's scared of herself. She's scared of her own power. I mean, she just killed someone, and a very powerful someone. So, like, yeah, I would be scared of myself, too, and what was inside of me, knowing that because most people, if they thought about it and stuff, but didn't have the power to do so, then it's not a big deal. Because they're just mad and they just stomp away or whatever. But, like, in Bloom's case, she's mad powerful, and yeah, so if she loses control for 1 second like that, she could do a lot of damage and take lives. And she did. And she's kind of scared that she also wanted to. And that scares her a little bit of herself. Dark Bloom, anyone? Dark Bloom? I don't know. Is there going to be some Dark Bloom? Anyways, this show's dark enough. I don't think we need Dark Bloom in it, honestly. Huge Dark Bloom fan. But I am a huge Dark Bloom fan, but I am going to say this show's dark enough. And this Bloom's had a shitty enough life. I don't think we need to add that into it. So Bloom is just taking the consequences, basically. She's like, yeah, she's scared of herself. She's scared she's going to hurt someone else. That, you know, so that's going on. So that's a bit of a boundary in Sky and Bloom's relationship right now. And she doesn't even trust the bracelets will keep her contained, which, yeah, I can see her breaking out of those. She doesn't, but yeah. Anyways, Bloom goes on trial. During said time, Stella decides to be her defendant. Or, it started with an A. I don't know all those technical terms. There was a term that Stella used that she was going to be the one defending Bloom and whatnot. And she, you know, knew all the history, Solaria history and everything like that of court stuff, that she was going to be the one representing Bloom and everything. So, yeah. And her mom actually respected her for that, even though she thought it was a joke at first. Her mom, Queen Luna, I almost said Princess Luna, thinking My Little Pony. Oh no. But Queen Luna actually did respect her. And finally, despite everything that happened during that, because they're just in Rosalind Dowling's, the headmistress office doing it. So it's not like a huge, like actually moving anyone anywhere for court. But her mom does take that thing off of Stella's back finally in order to give Stella her freedom back and her magic. I don't know if it restricted her magic or not. I can't remember. I don't think it did. Just kept her at the school. Yeah, Stella's not happy with her mom. Her mom's a bitch. And basically, she sentenced Bloom to stasis. So the way they found Rosalind down in that chamber, she sent her down there and they put her back in stasis. Or they put her into stasis, like Rosalind had been. So that was the ruling. A lot of shit happened in between. We'll get to some of those things that were happening in between. So during said time, Flora and Tara were finding we're trying to find Dowling's body, because right now it's Bloom's word against everyone when she killed Rosalind, and that she admitted that she'd killed Dowling. So finding proof of the body, unfortunately, Flora and Tara, so we're going to move on to them, just found this thing, but nothing else. And then Flora eventually, so for the trial, it was already too late. They said they didn't find the body, so unfortunately for the trial, it was too late. But they figured it out later that it was, wait for that one. Anyways. So yeah, that's all the Bloom stuff. They eventually break her out, of course, because, you know, it's the gang. After giving up for a bit, they lost hope for a bit, and Flora was the only one who believed that they could get Bloom out. But it's like, yeah, but they're thinking ahead too. Like, what are they going to do after that? They're just going to put her back in. They'll all be in trouble then. During all of this, Musa wants to be a specialist. She's trying to convince Silver to let her be a specialist. And Dane and Riven to train her. Eventually, Riven gets tired of her cocky attitude about, what, you scared about being beaten by a girl. And Riven doesn't, like, beat her, but, you know, there's like, dude, you're dead. You'd be even more dead. And, you know, like, the fighting stuff. Showing her that, and also the fact that he's offended that she thinks she can just pick this up all of a sudden just because she doesn't have magic. And things like, they train their whole lives. They go through a process just to get into the academy and everything, and then train and train and train just to get as good as they are. Like, she can't just pick it up in a couple days, which is good point. I actually really was happy that Riven pointed that out, because and how insulting that is to think it's that easy. And it's like, yeah, that isn't actually a fair point. So yeah. Riven was serious, and he made an extremely fair point, and I'm very proud of our boy. Because yeah, Muse is just desperate to do anything she can, and thinks, you know, she's kind of getting a little hot-headed, thinking she can just be a specialist, and it's like, no, it's not that simple. Just because she doesn't have her magic anymore. Which she willingly gave up in the first place, girl. Like, you knew the consequences of that. I'm surprised they let her be at the school still, honest. Her and Beatrix, because they both lost their magic. So, that's all on Musa. That's all I got on Musa. Still tries to defend Bloom. All done there. Sky gets mad when he finds out Bloom has been sentenced to status for 20 years. Till they'll look back on this. Yeah, Sky tries to freaking break in. He starts punching the specialists and things that are guarding it, and like, he is mad. Like, I mean, yeah, like, as he should be. All the other girls are just giving up, and they're just sad. And Flora still believes they can do something. Flora discovers that that thing that her and Tara found on the ground where Dowling was killed was killing her plants. And she kept bringing them back to life on her desk, and then going back, and it died again. And she started realizing it was it. The thing. The coconut-looking thing. I don't know what it was, but it was a coconut-looking thing. And she figures out, she has them bring that crystal thing, the convergence crystal, and give it the last bit of the flame, the dragon's flame left in it, and Miss Dowling is back. That was Miss Dowling in that thing. Her spirit. So, like, we have Miss Dowling back. Oh my god. As temporary as ever, but at least for a little bit. Because she is dead, but her spirit's in that thing. Though I still propose to you, where the heck did the body go then? Anyways, she used nature to, like, preserve her spirit in that thing. So she can get one last hurrah and one last lesson to the girls. Figuring eventually they'll figure it out where she is. The girls go and Dowling go and break Bloom out of the status stuff, and it's actually not as dramatic as you think. It's actually very heart-touching. And the girls get one last lesson of Dowling about transformation magic. And Bloom and Dowling have a final moment together when she disappears. And then the last thing she tells her, is it okay if I have a hug for old time's sake? Because that was the last thing she'd asked for her. That is the last thing in season 1 ending, before Rosalind killed Dowling, that Bloom had asked of Dowling in the headmaster's office. She asked her for a hug. So it's like, oh my god. She's like, well, she's not bawling. I'm bawling. Bloom's not, but, you know, she gets a hug, and then Dowling, and then magically, like, you know, fades away and disappears. Beautiful and heart-wrenching at the same time. I couldn't stop crying. I had to refresh my makeup. I couldn't. And this is earlier in the day I watched this, so, oh my gosh. It's heart-wrenching. But, so that's done. Okay, and the specialists go and, Queen Luna has issued a war against the Blood Witches, saying that they're the ones that killed Dowling. So the whole magical community does not know it's Bloom, that she is the one who killed, not Dowling, Rosalind. So, yeah. So Queen Luna said it was the Blood Witches and has a manhunt out for all of them now. All of Solaria has a manhunt out for the Blood Witches, and knowing it was Bloom, you know, still doing trial and stuff because she knows it actually was Bloom and all that stuff anyways, and Bloom gets punished. But but like, yeah, so the specialists think they know where the Blood Witches are, and they try to raid that place, and this is near the end of the episode, and they fail because it is the right place, but the Blood Witches were tipped off. So, because remember, well, okay, so in the midst of everything, like during the trial earlier in the episode with Bloom, Aisha finds out from Queen Luna that Gary Gregg, the guy Aisha was starting to see, the specialist, remember in last episode, if you're coming from my last episode, my last video, remember, he ends up being a Blood Witch the whole time. He's a specialist, but he ends up he's been a Blood Witch this entire time. Yeah. Did not help their defense of Bloom. Considering they did not know that. And he went back to the Blood Witches previous episode. So, yeah. But yeah, so Bloom, anyway, our Aisha, she is heart-wrenched. She finally opens up to let Guy in, and it ends up being a traitor. Oh my god. That has to be awful. Like, she's just trying to wrap her head around that. Let alone what the sentence for Bloom was. Like, Aisha's just getting pummeled with terribleness at the time. So having Dowling back, even for a little bit, was kind of helpful. Anyways, so the specialist in the end of the episode tried to, they do track down the Blood Witches and where they are, but no one's there because someone tipped them off. So the very end of the episode after that then, remember Beatrix doesn't have powers or anything, so she's in the office, and, or, you know, in like the secretary office, and then goes into the other office. And she walks up to the tunnel, you know, the one where they free Rosalind from and stuff, and then Queen Luna had them trap Bloom in that stasis again, too. So that tunnel that no guards are in anymore because Bloom's not there. She's escaped at the time. So Beatrix says hello to, oh, what's his face? Sebastian. Huh. So guess what? He's bringing all these critters in, those magic-stealing critter things, through the tunnel. And Beatrix, he's like, can you be a dear and turn out all the lights in the school? Not a problem. With her magic. This girl. We are trying to root for you, Beatrix. We are trying to just, like, see redemption in you and things. And we can't. Of course she wants her power back and everything. But we know Sebastian and Bloom had talked last episode about, in order to get Beatrix's powers back, then he would have to give them back specifically. And of course he wasn't going to do that, so he told Bloom the information about Dowling being killed by Rosalind, and so she'd lose control of her power and kill Rosalind, which worked. Which his plan worked. So what we did not know is that Beatrix was working with him. How long has that been happening? When did Bloom even have time to tell Beatrix that she had an option to go to the Blood Witch and get her powers back from him? When did this happen? I didn't forget that much from the last episode. So yeah, yeah. Beatrix, you're finally getting them to trust you again. Like, damn. She's always gonna choose whatever team she thinks is winning, but it's like, Beatrix, you had a sliver of hope, like Chloe Bourgeois from Ladybug. You had a sliver of hope for redemption, and you threw it away. Now the question is it just because she won her power back, or because she really doesn't care and give a F about anyone? You know, like, it's Beatrix. You don't know. Not for real. Anyways, I don't know. I'm gonna find out next episode, I hope. But the fact is, you are letting a Blood Witch with all these magic-sucking creatures go, like, invade the school, and then turning out the freaking lights in the school. So these things, you know how creepy that's gonna be next episode? With those things attacking kids and stuff, and taking their magic and stuff, and, like, in the dark of the building. Like, freaking hell, they are really gonna get the R rating. Okay, the burned ones were worse, but still, that would be... Think about how terrifying that would be if you were in that situation. Oh my god. Anyways, Beatrix is traitor, so yay. That shoe dropped. And that's it. That is it for the episode. I know, this is a shorter one for me. 8 minutes short. Wow. Shorter than normal. Normal 30 minutes. Anyways, that's it. We're going to the season 2 finale. And I will see you guys for the season 2 finale. Episode 7. This is Sailor Leoka for life, signing off. Catch you guys later. Next video. Bye.